This is Zac and Gus,
the podcast.
Rock, paper, scissors, scissors.
Yes, we did it. We did it one, but we did it properly.
So, but that just means we have to do a rematch. doesn't
Okay,
it?
yeah, just for everyone that's listening, because this is probably making it. It took a solid 5 minutes.
We have done probably over at least 5 rock, paper, scissors at this point.
Where we've both stuffed up, but monumentally
Zac
towards the end.
said a different thing to what he actually did twice. Not once,
I kept
twice.
going paper and showing scissors. Okay, number 2.
Rock, paper, scissors, rock.
Okay, third time lucky.
Rock,
paper, scissors, rock. Finally.
Oh, all right.
I'll take it. Finally. Whew. Welcome to Zac and Gus, episode 6.
The first episode recorded in person. I can see Zac.
And that was what was confusing us. I can see you.
Should be the easiest way to play rock, paper, scissors, but we're so used to playing it via audio and not hearing each other.
The thing is, when you usually play rock, paper, scissors, you're not saying what you're doing. It's like the tapping your head and rubbing your stomach sort of thing. It's two things. I don't know. It confuses my small mind.
Yes, clearly.
But yeah, first time we've been able to see each other. It's wonderful. Maybe this will improve the quality of our broadcast. But Angus,
Unlikely.
I can see you, and I can see the atrocious haircut that is you. You've got the exact same length of hair everywhere on your head except for your mustache and your goatee, which is like 3 inches long.
We were going to put a photo up after the last episode, weren't we?
I feel like
and
we were.
never did, but now we can take a photo together.
Yay. Kind of along the lines of Angus's facial hair. We were talking about this earlier.
I thought you were going to say Angus's failures.
No, not that. We were talking about it earlier. Shaving cream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is what we're going into. I hadn't looked at the whiteboard.
We've got a
We have
whiteboard now that says what we're going into, and I was like, I'll segue into the shaving.
Yeah, and I forgot.
You don't use shaving cream.
Yeah, Zac sent me a photo earlier on Snapchat of him with shaving cream on his face, which just prompted me to... I hadn't even thought about it, but it got my mind thinking, wow, I don't use that stuff.
And I don't understand, it's not an expensive purchase. You are maybe losing $5 to $6 every 4 or 5 months.
Well, I kind of made a joke out of the fact that I'm doing it to save money. I'm kind of just doing it because it seems pointless to me. Whenever you can do something which would be made a little bit better by a product, I'm like, yeah, but you don't need it.
You admitted to the fact that it hurts and the fact that you bleed a lot when you do not use shaving cream because you don't shave regularly every 2 days or something.
I shave once every few months when the beard gets long enough that I'm like, ew.
And you don't use scissors to trim it down to a reasonable length.
No, I just go straight in with a... Look, I have recently made the purchase of a beard trimmer, but up until then, I was just using a regular, shitty plastic razor.
Which I don't understand. It's not that hard to spend a little bit of money.
Look, I mean, I know what your answer is going to be, but what would you rather? Go to the shops every few months and have the thought and the foresight to buy shaving cream, or go through a little bit of pain and have some cuts on your face?
Well, I would personally $5 or $6 every half year. I'm willing to take that, Angus.
Also, it would be less, because of how little I shave, I would only have to spend that probably every few years.
You probably would never have finished a can of shaving cream because they're massive and they last forever.
I've definitely purchased one in the past, but I just got rid of it because I was like, I don't need this. I just don't need that extra weight in my life, you know?
It's not a weight in your life, and considering you do your own groceries.
Yeah, but you have to wash it off your face and stuff. It just adds extra time to the shaving process.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it adds time that you'd be cleaning up blood.
Yeah, but then I get to answer people's... It's like a conversation starter when you have cuts all over your face.
Why does your face look like you've just been stabbed?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't use shaving cream.
Yeah, and then people realize what kind of person I am. I've got to be honest with myself, because if I use shaving cream, I'd kind of be lying to myself. I'm not that kind of person.
I think it's time for you to change, because also, during that change, shave off your goatee.
I disagree. Look, this was a bold decision. I've never
A bold or a bold?
It was a bold decision too. I've never gone with any facial hairstyle apart from just let it grow. But
That is very true.
I was making a drastic decision by shaving the head, and I was like, it'd kind of be funny to just look like a redneck. And I think it's pretty funny.
You do look like the sort of people that turned up to the anti-lockdown march.
Yeah, I do, but I didn't, so I'm still...
Well, I'm glad that you hold those views, that the lockdown was kind of sensible.
I almost came today in a Bunnings Warehouse cap that my mate got me.
I've seen that Bunnings Warehouse cap.
I think it suits this look very well.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's disgusting, and I do think you should shave it, though.
Sadly, it's not going to happen, but I'm appreciative of your input.
Like, I understand that you traditionally do not go for the appealing haircuts. You tend to dye your hair and then it washes out within a few days. But this is just a step over the line that I don't think I like.
Yeah, look.
You look disgusting.
Wow, you went a bit far there, but I mean, look, that's your opinion, and I think this calls, there's clearly a disagreement, and this calls for, we need input from the audience. By the time this episode has come out, there will be a photo of this on our Instagram page at Zac and Gus, and I want you guys to just comment on it, hot or not.
Or do we want to do an Instagram poll?
We could do that, yeah.
I feel like that's a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Okay,
probably easier a lot better than just counting the hots and the nots in the comment section.
Yeah, so from about 12 o'clock on Sunday when this comes out, there will be a photo of Angus's goatee, hot or not. And if the majority are not, we'll report back to you in the next episode, and Angus will have shaved it.
All right.
Is that a deal? Can we shake on that?
We can shake on that.
I'm glad we can shake on that.
I don't really know that we shook on it, but it happened. All right. On the subject of me doing controversial things, we can now finally see, we're in person, so we've got our mics set up, and I can see Zach's mic, he can see mine, and let's just say one of us may have cheaped out in a certain department, being the mic sock department, and I just want to say I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed in you, Angus. Now, for those wondering, we have the exact same mic, and we did this purposely so we could have the exact same audio quality.
But not just the exact same audio quality. When one day when we record this as a video as well, which probably won't be too long down the track, we obviously want our mics to look the same.
Now, to prevent the... That was really loud, but I don't know. P's make a really bad sound into microphones, and to prevent that to an extent, we've bought mic socks.
And Zach found a mic sock on the same website
that we bought the mics from the exact same brand, so it would fit our mic.
And
it was a bit of an expensive purchase, $45 for a mic sock. I'll admit that was over the top. However, Angus, did I or did I not say, don't worry, Angus, I'll loan you the $45?
Well, Zach, you actually loaned me $345. You loaned me all the money to buy the mic as well because you wanted us to get our mics at the same time. Now, that didn't end up happening because
I live regionally and transport. Postage
and
is
I
bad.
went and bought mine in person. But you gave me the money I needed to buy the expensive mic sock, and I still cheaped out.
And Angus didn't mention this to me when we met today. I had to pick up my mic sock, and it came in the mail, and I was holding it, and then we get in here, and I take the mic sock out, and Angus just bursts into laughter, and he's like, I have something else for the show, and I'm like, what?
Because I saw his mic sock, and it's so thick.
It's
large. Thick with 2 C's, and I was just like, this is a problem he's gonna notice.
Like if you put your fist into a fist.
Mine is like a different shade of black, but also way smaller and obviously way less effective because of that. And I still haven't told Zach why I did this.
Yeah, so you were going to get into that. Why have you cheaped out, not waited, not been patient, and now you're going to have to spend that $45, and that's going to...
See, the thing is, I saved telling you this for the show because I was like, oh, content, that's the only... It doesn't justify it. That's all I'm going to say. Zach, I really wanted a kebab.
So the reason why you've got a shitty mic sock is you went, oh, kebab.
Yeah.
So my $45 went to a kebab, I guess.
Yeah. At least some of it.
I'm so disappointed, and I'm sad.
I spent $25 of it on 2 of them.
Why did you buy 2?
Because it came with 2.
So I could
That's how shit they are. Came in a 2-pack for like nearly half of what you paid for one. So
this is a disappointing low for the show.
it really is. It really is. But okay. But was it worth it? Because we just got to talk about it for a few minutes, so it did create content.
Would you value this content as a $20 savings that you've now got to buy a new mic sock for?
No, it's really shit content. It wasn't worthwhile at all, and I'm kind of very annoyed that I'm now going to have to blow $45 on a new mic sock. But hey, that's life.
I'm very annoyed that you rocked up with such a shit mic sock, Angus.
Yeah,
Like quality-wise,
I really
wasn't.
I wasn't gonna tell you because they look the same in the photos, so I just assumed. I was like, oh, scale doesn't exist. There's no way that two photos that look the same could actually be different sizes.
I just want to move the mics close to each other. The difference is astronomical. Like it's a good 2 times bigger mine is.
Yeah, I was amazed when I saw yours. I was like, that's a mighty mic sock.
This is gonna be an amazing audio grab. It'll be up there with Zac from Gus and Zac saying he wanted to lick ass.
Wait, what audio grab?
Like you saying, I was amazed when I saw yours.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, I think we've talked about my shitty decisions for long enough.
Oh, let's move on to another shitty decision, Angus.
Hey, no, I'm. You can't start it like that. Okay, Zac is a bigot.
I'm not a bigot.
Zac is he's against a certain emoji that I use.
I'm against all emojis. I do not see the need for emojis.
Are you saying you never use emojis for any reason?
I will very rarely use emojis. If I need to do a smiley face, it's a semicolon and a closing bracket.
I agree with that, but I think emojis have a place.
You know what doesn't have a place, Angus? The rolling laughing emoji. Now, that was a new emoji that came out, I don't know when, more recently than... Everyone's used to the crying laughing emoji.
Are you against the crying laughing emoji?
Yes, I'm against all forms of emojis. But you use the rolling laughing emoji way too much.
Yeah, but you'd have to agree that when I use it, it's usually in the context of a shit meme.
Yes, but the shit meme added on to the rolling laughing emoji just makes it look like you're ready to just throw your phone off a wall.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand.
Maybe it's just the excitement of finally having a phone that has all the emojis on it.
Yeah, good point. We were both Oppo men for a bit.
Yes. Well, I was a 15 phones in a year man, and most of them were the shitty Telstra ones. So having all the emojis was a luxury I very rarely had.
Yeah, but if you have not had any money for 15 years and then you get some money, enough to buy a Lamborghini, are you going to go buy a Corolla because it's funny? Or are you going to get a Lambo?
I wouldn't buy a Corolla, but I probably would buy a meme car. I'd also buy the Lambo, though. I
just think it's disgusting. The rolling laughing emoji is just a plight on social, on the phone, on the emoji.
I do agree that it sort of does go a bit too far because it changes the orientation of the emojis because they're usually all just straight and it's...
I reckon this is something we could get into though. We could count down the Zac and Gus show's top 10 worst emojis.
I don't like this though because now this one's going to be on the list and I disagree.
Well, duh, it's a horrible emoji. We can do it with the help of our audience. But I reckon...
Okay, but Zac, when you want to portray the fact when you're making a post that you're laughing, what are you supposed to do? Maybe you are rolling on the floor laughing when you're making the post. Then surely it's appropriate.
No, if you're actually rolling on the floor laughing... This is the emoji definition of ruffle.
Yeah,
and I hate ruffle.
It is. And I like that. I'm not against it.
I think I would prefer to use ruffle over that emoji.
Nah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Ruffle is horrible.
What about Ruffle Lamau? I think there was one that went even further than Ruffle Lamau. There was something after that. I mean, I don't know where you would go after that, but...
Yeah.
there's no real logical. Yeah, it's kind of just reached its end at that point.
That is a natural end. After Ruffle Lamau, you kind of get to a point where it's like anything over here is just a bit over the top.
I think Ruffle Lamau is over the top. I don't think I've ever heard someone say it seriously or type it seriously.
I don't know. And this gets back to the whole thing of your emoji. The emoji is horrible.
All right, well, we'll have to agree to disagree. I usually use it when I'm like trying to just.
You do use it when you're trying to portray a shit meme. I just feel like even.
But I
shit
will
memes
admit that
don't deserve it.
sometimes I use it seriously, and I generally am ashamed after I do that. But whenever you receive that emoji from me 3 times in a row, it's because I've made a really shit meme.
I just feel like the shit meme doesn't deserve that shit of an emoji.
All right, well, I might have to browse the library and see if I can find something else. But
I feel like this is something we should get into. We should create Zac and Gus's top 10 worst emojis.
I'm down. But I think we've talked about emojis enough for this episode.
Angus, talking about leaderboards and top 10 of things.
Oh, I'm about to see something that has been kept secret from me.
We have finally created a leaderboard. This will be made public, I think. I don't see why we wouldn't make it public.
I think that's kind of the entire point of it. I mean, it doesn't really matter to... Oh, I guess it does matter to us. Is there going to be any perks to being on top of the leaderboard?
No, I think it'd be just nice, something nice to brag. Now, this is the leaderboard of all the games we've played through the podcast and the radio show. So this goes back all the way to June 1, 2019.
That is not a year ago, but it is quite a long time ago.
Very close to a year.
Yes.
Now, where do you think you sit on the leaderboard? Do you think I would be beating you or you would be beating me? Because the podcast games have really turned in your favour. But radio shows...
From what I remember, I was absolutely abysmal in all of the radio show games. So I would say you're probably on top.
Well, I'll surprise you. It's on the screen now. You have 1 more games than me. By 1.
That's impressive.
Some things I didn't remember from the radio show days. The first game we ever played was a tie. Do you remember that?
Akon.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't even remember the first adult entertainment category or not.
Okay, we're not going to go into reasons why you don't remember it.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not. All right.
But then you go down and you look more. There has been a total change. It went from me winning 4 in a row, and now Angus has won 5 in a row. And that'll hopefully change, because I do have a game that we're playing later on in the day, later on in the podcast.
Yeah, it probably would have made sense to just lead from the leaderboard into your game.
Do we want to do that?
Yeah, TIMOMATIC can wait.
Timatic's coming up later. But now, it's time for this.
You are fake news.
There's fake news. Will he get it? Or will I trick Angus? Fake news, baby.
Some of you are extraordinary. The crap you think of is unbelievable.
I just heard something. It was so good. Impressive intro, Zach.
Thank you.
Impressive
thank you.
opener.
I haven't made it yet.
But I'm sure it was great.
This is title pending because I haven't made the opener as of when we're recording it. Is it fake news or is it not?
Oh, I like this. I like this already.
I have 5 articles.
5 articles.
Now, obviously, you need 3 to win. Now, how we're going to do it is I'm going to read you the title of the article.
Okay.
From there, you have to guess if it's real or not. Now, you have 1 lifeline where I'm allowed to read a paragraph from the article to you.
Okay.
You have to decide if this is from a fake satirical news website or if this is a real thing that actually happened.
All right, this should be good.
We'll start off with the first one. Facebook cracking down on misinformation by warning users who share links from Facebook.
By warning users who share links.
Do you reckon that is fake or real?
Wait, so like warning people who are posting links on Facebook?
Yeah, so like warning links. If you type a post that has a link to another Facebook post, it's providing you with a warning.
A warning about what?
Like unsafe and misinformation. It's like fake news.
True. I would have thought it would have been when someone was posting like an article from online, because that's usually...
No. The point of this is they're now, if it's fake news from Facebook, it's like a link to another Facebook post. Do you reckon that's fake or real?
It seems a bit over the top. Like, I say let the idiots be idiots, to be honest, but...
It's Facebook.
Yeah, it is Facebook. It seems like... I feel like you wouldn't have made that up, but...
Okay, nothing I've made up. It's either a real article
okay.
or a fake article from a
That
real
would be.
fake site.
That's not the kind of thing you usually see on a satirical news site. So I'm gonna say it's real.
Unfortunately not. The Onion was reporting that. The Onion,
Ah.
America's top fake news site.
Damn.
Article 2. A Russian airline is delivering its meals to grounded travelers nostalgic for in-flight food. Is that fake or real?
I mean, I could imagine that happening. Russia doesn't spring to mind, like, thinking of a country where that would happen. I wouldn't think of Russians as the kind of people who really love in-flight food, but I guess they have their own in-flight food, so maybe Russian in-flight food is really nice. I'm gonna say real.
Real.
Nice.
1 from 2. Good work. Next one. We've got Germany apologizes after deleting Israel off the map. Now, this may be one that you may want to use your lifeline and get me to read a paragraph in, but you don't have to. I'm not forcing you.
I think I will because I have no context for it at all.
So, this could push you one way or another. Germany has been forced to apologize after erasing Israel off a map published as part of a military report. The head of the Military Counterintelligence Service, known by its German acronym MAD,
That's
has
pretty mad.
apologized, claiming that the initial draft of its 2019 annual report displayed Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories in the same color as neighboring Jordan.
That seems like it could have just been a mistake, so I'm gonna say real.
Correct. 2 from 3. Article 4.
Article 4, so I'm 2 from 3.
2 from 3. This is
which
for the win.
means This is for the win, yes. I know math. I know basic math. I don't.
Experts in Australia are warning that the death toll from stampede to the pub could exceed the death toll from coronavirus.
That's fake.
Yeah, you got it. That's from The Chaser. Lastly, for glory points,
Yep.
gutted that I lost this. I really thought I had this in the bag. Nearly 20,000 Georgia teens are issued driver's licenses without a road test. So this is Georgia in the States.
So not teens named Georgia. Okay.
No.
That would be pretty sick if you could just change your name to Georgia and like
get a
skip
free
the
driver.
test.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wonder if it would be apply for the male counterpart of George.
well, I mean, no, I don't think so because a male could still be named Georgia. You just have to accept the fact that you have a girl's name and you didn't take your driving test and you're putting people's lives in danger as well.
Fair?
I reckon, look, some wacky stuff goes on in the US, but it seems unlikely. I'm going to say fake.
It's real.
Bleep.
That was from the New York Times.
Wow.
So there you go. You did win it on a scale of 2 to 3. So the leaderboard stands Angus 6, Zac 4.
How do you feel, Zach? You put so much effort into that and I
I'm disappointed
you.
because I thought I would be able to take it home.
I mean, I only won by a point.
But
so
still, that pushes you up a total of 2 points ahead of me
it
on
does.
the leaderboard.
I'm pummeling you right now.
Not really. It's like a game. Oh, you know.
All right.
It sucks.
It's TIMOMATIC time.
And you've told me that there's an audio grab for the TIMOMATIC time.
All right. So, Zach, recently, I don't think I was even listening to this song. I was at work and it just popped into my head. If Looks Could Kill by TIMOMATIC. And I was thinking about the song and I was thinking about the chorus and we're just going to listen to it now. That's what you need to hear.
What? Wait, so he's telling you?
Is TIMOMATIC suicidal in this song?
No, he's not suicidal. He's a murderer.
No, he's referring to a girl and saying, if looks could kill, you'd be the death of me, so baby, baby, come look my way. He's
my God.
suicidal.
I didn't take that in. Wow. That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Should we be
I
calling
never
Lifeline on
thought
TIMOMATIC?
about this when I heard this song as a kid, but I think we need to get Lifeline in contact with TIMOMATIC. Like,
This is not good.
the song was published. Oh wait, I had like notes for this. The song was published in 2012, so it's been 8 years, and
He's still alive and he's
still
still
alive.
rocking, so he's going well.
I mean, yeah, I'm very concerned for TIMOMATIC 8 years ago and what was going through his mind and did other people notice this at the time? Because this is the first time I've thought about it.
A lot of song lyrics are really weird when you think about it, but that's weird. He's literally asking to be killed.
Yeah. I mean, he's saying if looks could kill. So he's acknowledging the fact that it's not going to kill him, but he's sort of saying,
If
I
they-
want to. I wish it could.
Is anyone even that good looking enough to go, oh yeah, I would...
I mean, I watched the music video and I was like, she's not. I wouldn't. I'm not going to die over that. Like,
Maybe TIMOMATIC had feelings. Maybe they had a connection.
I guess so. But he's talking purely about looks. So
Look, yeah. Really bad choice of lyrics.
I've also been like not bringing the. I had this 3 episodes ago and I only just decided
You've been
to bring
saving
it to the show.
TIMOMATIC for this
I've
one.
been saving TIMOMATIC for a while.
It's just, there are so many other ways he could have written it. If looks could kill, you would kill the universe. You'd kill your dog. No, kill me.
One thing that sort of did kill itself, Zach, though, is his career. I don't want to fire shots at TIMOMATIC, but I did want to say that because it's kind of funny.
It's funny and it's true. TIMOMATIC.
I looked at his recent uploads on YouTube. Like, even his recent songs, most of them don't break 1,000 views.
What is TIMOMATIC famous for?
I think he's got one song that was bigger than that.
Bigger than... So if looks could kill was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, it was. And even it only has 1 million views on YouTube. But what he does now is he just uploads remixes of other artists' songs.
Okay, so we got Set It Off. I remember this.
Yeah, I remember this.
That's fair. And then there's Parachute. TIMOMATIC is suicidal. I don't need a parachute if I'm with somebody like you.
Wow. Okay,
This
we
is
might have
something-
actually uncovered something here.
This is someone.
I mean,
needs-
it's common for artists to sing about their feelings and things that are troubling them.
but not often do they go, "Oh yeah, I would." Like, okay, a one-off that's a bit weird, but still not amazing. 2 times.
Yeah, it's
I want to listen to his other. Then we've got If Looks Could Kill. Can You Feel It? But that was cut out, but we just listened to a bit of Can You Feel It? There's no references in Can You Feel It.
he's not. He didn't try to hide it very well. Like, it's sort of.
It's in the chorus.
I don't know
twice.
why. Maybe I did hear it on the radio at work and it just popped into my head. But as soon as I was thinking of it, I was like, he's suicidal. Or he was.
I wonder what is the chance of TIMOMATIC hopping on a podcast if we don't tell him how small the podcast is.
I reckon TIMOMATIC's small enough that we're in his league.
I reckon
He's less than 100k subscribers and his videos
he's
get in the
has
hundreds
really
of views.
really lowered down,
Yeah.
and
so
we have got the quality now to interview him.
we'll just tell him we're an up and coming but it would be very rude to invite him on the show. I'd be like, were you suicidal in 2012?
Yeah, it would be rude, but you know what? I reckon it's content. I reckon we do have to find TIMOMATIC and we do have to ask him.
All right. Well, we'll hit up TIMOMATIC.
It's an unofficial show goal,
Yep.
but we do want TIMOMATIC on this. If you are TIMOMATIC and you're listening, Zac and Gus on Facebook or Instagram, that's how you can contact us.
Yeah. And we're here for you. We're just looking out for you.
We're
concerned.
happy to talk to you if you want to talk about it. We're glad to, kind of help you through this. Except if it's because
If you're
you-
still thinking about it 8 years down the track, which is unlikely, I think you would have resolved those issues by now, but you never know.
What if 8 years ago he was worried about...
I mean, why would he
Falling-
put that in his music? Clearly, he wanted someone to reach out.
and maybe we would be the first to reach out to him.
Maybe not in the best way or the way that he would have wanted, using it
It's
as
extra
content for our
publicity.
podcast, but
Look, the man needs it.
he does. And we're
Because
just
he's
giving...
not going anywhere without us.
I'm not leading into your game.
We've just played the game.
Oh, yeah, shit, we swapped those around.
For anyone that...
I was looking at the
we were going to cut it out, but that's pretty funny. Angus is looking at the board and it clearly goes leaderboard TIMOMATIC Zac's game. But earlier on, Angus was like, oh, the leaderboard would work better if you segued into your game. And I'm looking at him and I'm gesturing him. Come on, move into your next thing.
I'm pretty stupid. That's, all right, the police.
The police. Did I tell you about my run-in with the police that long time ago when I got caught jaywalking?
Yeah, you did tell me about that. Do you want to tell the podcast? Have you talked about this before?
Don't think I've talked about it publicly. People know, but it's not public. One day I was jaywalking and the police caught me. And it was a low light. I didn't think... out of all the crimes, it's second on the list. You'd go... The top thing you'd never get caught for is it's actually illegal to swear in public. You're never going to get caught for that.
Yeah.
But second on that list is definitely jaywalking.
I think Yeah, it's I'm not going to comment on my encounters with the police.
But no one goes, "Oh, I'm gonna get caught jaywalking," but I did, and unfortunate, didn't get fined.
It's very unfortunate, but you are lucky you didn't receive a fine. But
You,
that is
however,
not.
You've got a story about the police.
Yeah, but it's not about me in relation to the police because that never needs to be brought up on the podcast. I saw one article about this and I was like, nah, not bringing that up. But then I saw another one about it in a separate place over a different thing. But just since lockdown started, people have been calling the cops over some real dumb shit.
Yeah.
So the first one I have is people were calling police in Newport, Oregon, asking for toilet paper when the toilet paper shortage happened, and the police made a post on Facebook
Oh wow.
where they explained to like their residents different things you could use as toilet paper.
Oh, so they weren't like, if you need toilet paper, you can call us. It was like,
No, it was like, don't call us. We can't give you toilet paper. Here's some alternatives. And the alternatives they gave were
oh no.
fucking ridiculous. All right. Seamen used old
No.
rope and anchor
Oh,
lines.
okay. I thought after the first word, I was like,
You only heard the first one. You're like, no.
no way.
No, that's a liquid. That would work. No, seamen used old rope and anchor lines
Old
soaked in
rope.
salt water. I don't know what an anchor line is, but rope sounds bad enough.
I think it's like an ankle line is like a more heavy duty one.
Yeah.
But rope,
That's not. Hey, there's not you don't have the surface area to do the job.
unless you're
and
doing like a back and forth, kind of like
that
sliding
would
down
hurt.
the rope.
That's like giving yourself a
Rope
wedgie.
burn on your bum.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh,
When you go back to toilet paper, you'd be forever grateful
yeah.
not having to use the rope.
And then they said ancient Romans used a sea sponge on a stick, also soaked in salt water.
That makes sense. I live near the beach. Sea sponges are quite nice. You wouldn't want to wipe your bum with them.
Yeah, but you could if you had to, and it would be better than a rope, I would say. But
I just want to get to the straight up obvious one. Most of the eastern countries use water. Why was that not number one? Wipe your bum with water.
and it didn't even come up. The next thing they said was, well, they said, we are a coastal town. We have an abundance of salt water available. But then they said, seashells were also used.
Seashells.
How do you wipe your ass with a seashell, Zach?
Even if you did, it wouldn't clean. It would. Seashells are shiny surfaces.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But that was what... Maybe they were just trying to... No, because there's no sarcasm in the post. So I don't know. All right. And that was the first one.
Mm.
And now we go over to the UK.
Or the UK. So this is another thing people are calling the police for.
Yes.
Okay.
In two things, actually. In West Yorkshire, the police reported that someone called to say that their hot water wasn't working.
Why not a plumber?
Yeah, like that's... You need someone who can actually... Like, the cops wouldn't even know how to fix that. It doesn't make any sense.
No, what are they going to do? Find the
And
hot
it's
water?
not, like... I can sort of see how someone really deluded could think that not having toilet paper was an emergency. But hot water? Really? Like...
Boil it. Like, what do you need? Like, okay, a hot shower, fair.
Yeah.
Everything else you can boil it for.
But you sort of, like... You don't need a hot shower. Like, you can't say, like, yeah, no one's going to take a cold one. I mean, not many people, but you don't need a hot one. You can't argue that you need hot water to keep yourself clean.
And also, you can go, like, a day or so without hot water.
Yeah.
And even if it had gone off, you would be like, okay, I'm contacting the plumber or the local water authorities, not the
Yeah, I
police.
really want to know who did this and how panicked they were when they did it. They just turn on the tap and it doesn't work. And they're like, oh, shit,
The
call
police!
the cops right now.
Damien, cops, now.
There was another one. This is a tweet by the police.
Mm-hmm.
In not the same area, but still in the UK. An unusual 999 call at this time of the day. Caller reporting they can hear someone snoring. Advice was given to them, and snoring is never a reason to call 999, no matter how annoying it is.
What was the time of the night? Like, what was the time of the day? Was it at night?
I think it was at night. I think they were maybe struggling to sleep because of the snoring, but I mean, still.
Like, surely
that's,
it's not. We're making the bold assumption that it's not their first day in the house.
Also, were they expecting the police to arrest the person who was snoring? Because
Imagine getting woken up. You're under arrest.
I mean, I guess if your snoring was like that ridiculously loud,
But
that
what are
it
you meant to
justified a
do?
noise complaint, because you can call the cops on someone for playing music too loud.
Hmm.
So realistically, if someone's snore could be as loud as really loud music, would it then
You'd have to fall asleep next to a microphone plugged in to a massive speaker.
yeah, and then that's obviously
A
just
noise
being
complaint.
a
But then
dickhead.
but then you're trying to
Yeah.
do that. How loud was their snoring?
I mean, I guess if you were in like one of those split houses where it's just a wall down the middle,
But usually those walls are quite thick.
yeah, you'd hope
That's
so.
weird. You're a loud snorer. I'll call the cops on you. You're actually so horrible.
I am a loud snorer, but I have justification for when the cops rock up. My nose is broken and has been a long time.
That's fair.
And I was gonna go to a doctor, like an ENT, but they quoted me like $200 just to have them look at it. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
I'll live with a broken nose.
Yeah.
From things you can't call the cops to maybe things you possibly can. I know mail interfering is illegal, but what if it's online mail? Do you reckon you can interfere with online mail?
Like, just, do you mean read someone's emails?
No.
Or delete someone's emails?
But to do with other people's emails. Now, episode 3, we were talking about you and your Stan habits.
Yes.
Many people wanted to know what the reason you needed to use Stan was.
Oh.
Because you called it an urgent matter to use Stan. Are we allowed to talk
Look, I
about it?
might have been stretching the definition of an urgent matter. Me and Adrian were on a Discord call and we wanted to watch Community together. And Adrian,
Urgent.
we could have done a Netflix party, but Adrian said the version of Community on Stan had this one deleted scene that wasn't in the Netflix
One deleted
version.
scene, so you're like the show email.
I got really pissed off. I was like, Netflix is censoring this show. Why are they doing this? So, yeah, I quickly used the first email I could think of that wouldn't have been signed up to Stan to sign up for a free trial. And then we didn't even end up watching it because my internet was too shit for us to share screens.
Oh, well, that's a nice thing that could have come out in episode 3.
Yeah.
I brought it up, can't complain. Something else though, Angus. Our email, zacandgusshow@gmail.com.
That is our email. You can
You can
email us
contact us anytime. That's our email.
It is.
So-
It's not mine. It's not yours. It's
It's
ours.
ours.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to sign up for something, you're allowed to do that. Kind of, not really. If I wanted to sign up for something, I can do that. Kind of, not really. Do you know what we can't do?
What?
Other people can't sign us up for shit. Now, you didn't realize this because it happened so long ago back in episode 3 and they got upset with me for not noticing it.
Someone signed us up for something.
Someone has signed us up for something and I just assumed it was an add-on. It was Halsey and Niall Horan.
Oh, I know. I did see that. I saw the Niall Horan one, and I was like, I assumed it was you. I
assumed
didn't
it
even. I don't know why I didn't ask about it, but I assumed it was
I
you.
looked at it and I was like, Angus, what have you done?
Like it could. I could see why you would think like
You would
have thought
One
it would
Direction.
be me because I used to be a very big 1D fan, and Niall was my favorite member.
Yeah, and I assumed, and after I had a bit of a thought, I was like, okay, Angus obviously could have used it for his own email. You can't get blacklisted from email subscriptions. So I was like, this is a bit confusing. I reckon it's just we've signed up for a service like iTunes or something, and as a promo, they've chucked in that.
Yeah.
And I've been like, okay, delete, unsubscribe. We're all good. Now, the person who signed us up for it wanted to get a shout out on the show. I'm not going to give them their name because we're victim shaming here. We're victims. No, whoever's done it, bad on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. Yeah. Our email, you're not allowed to use it to sign us up for shit. You're allowed to use it to contact us, but no signing us up for things, please.
I would agree with that. Not gonna lie though, I was pretty happy to see Niall's face again.
Shame on you, and you're not allowed to touch our emails.
So do I get to find out who it was after we record?
Sure, you can find out, but they're not getting the shout out they wanted
All right.
and the fame they wanted from being mentioned. Don't use our emails, that's the thing. Last but not least, Angus, before we head off on a show for a week,
Yes.
the trailer episode that we recorded at the very start, that appears at the very top of the feed for everyone that goes and watches Spotify and for most other podcast platforms.
Yeah, we probably don't want that there, do we?
We could replace it with like a highlights reel or this is what you'd expect from our show.
Can we replace it? How do you...
I can it easily replaced.
Okay.
I can do that. Do we want it there? Do we just want to remove it? Now we've got 6 episodes. People can see what we are.
I reckon we just get rid of it. We don't really need it.
Well, that is all for this week of Zac and Gus. This has been the first episode that we've seen each other, and that will be how it continues until coronavirus gets worse and we're forced to move away from each other again.
I reckon this has been the best episode we've done so far. Calling it. Go give us a 5-star rating on Apple iTunes thing.
Yeah, and if you did enjoy it, share it with your mates. Put it on your Facebook feed. Tell them, text them.
Yes, and don't just listen to us saying that and do what I do when podcasts say that or anyone says that and be like, someone else will do it. No, you have to do it. We are very small and we will not get shared unless you, the person who is hearing this right now.
Yeah, no, we're not talking to the other person that's listening to it. You.
Literally you, right now.
You're sitting there, you're laughing, you've got a smirk because it's like, oh, it's me.
Yeah.
You.
Please share us.
This is your responsibility. We want this show to stay running, but for this show to stay running...
Even if you don't want to make a post, tell your aunt.
Maybe not just your aunt, though.
Yeah,
Tell your friends. Do you know what? You probably have a private story on Instagram or Snapchat. Share it there. You can listen to the boys by searching Zac and Gus.
But, yeah, apart from that, I think we're ready to wrap this up.
Well, we'll see you guys next week. That brings us to the end of yet another Zac and Gus episode.
You can catch up any time in your podcast feeds or on YouTube.
Just search Zac and Gus, as you would know because you've made it to the end of an episode.
Yep, you probably know our names by now. You'd hope so.
You'd hope. Maybe you confuse Zac and Angus. Where is this Zac and Angus? But if you've listened to this, Zac and Gus, you can also contact us anytime using the show email, zacandgusshow@gmail.com.
Or you can hit us up on Instagram at Zac and Gus or at our Facebook page, Zac and Gus.
That's it for this week. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a show from us.
And we'll see you next week.